Ahoy, Ryan, once again. We've talked about value propositions, and we've talked about how important it is to discover and define your target market. Now, what we're going to talk about are the channels, and channels are how you actually get in front of your target client. So channels, I want you to think about it as your idea is with you, and you want to send it out into the world and get in front of your customer. Now, it's a good idea to understand how you will get in front of them. And it's a bit naive just to think that they're going to find your product or service. And so channels is a key part of every business model, and it answers the question, how do you actually go from your company to finding the customer? Now, channels, think of them as like different TV channels, okay? There are certain channels that people like to watch and certain channels that people don't have and certain channels that people don't even care about. So each individual customer that you've defined has different channels of communication that they get. Some people might have physical channels. So maybe they buy food and that's delivered to them. Maybe they purchase products and it comes on a truck to them. Maybe a physical channel could be something that a product from overseas comes in a channel through a plane and then lands and is distributed through a physical channel and a truck, and then it ends up at your doorstep. So one side of this conversation is how you will actually deliver your product or deliver your service. And there are physical channels, right? If you are doing something that you're delivering to somebody's house, or if you're a tutor, you using your bike or getting to that spot is a physical channel. But there are also web and mobile channels. So you can deliver products through the internet. You can deliver your product or service through an app. You can deliver your product or service through a cloud. Now, this is physically how your value proposition or the problem that you solve or the need that you are fulfilling connects to that customer. And at the end of the day, understanding these channels will help you be more realistic about the different things that you'll need as you're building your business idea out. And so you've got the problem that you're solving, which is your value proposition. And you have your customer segments that you have a good idea about who they are. And now it's time to think about how they best like to receive your product, service, or technology. And this is a key part because it is what connects your customer with your product. And so you need to be able to think this through and articulate. If it's a physical product, you're likely going to need some sort of physical delivery. But if it's a physical product, are they finding out informations on different channels like the internet or like social media or some type of delivery? The channels are how you connect your product, service, or technology with your actual client. So think about how you bought something recently and how it got to you. In your development of this idea that you want to develop, you have to think about these channels. All right. So decide the channels that you want to connect with the customer. And guess what? How do you find out what these are? Well, if you truly have done your research about your customer, you could probably ask them, you could make some assumptions, you could do some research, you could find some best practices, you could look at reviews online, you could do research on companies that are comparable, that have different products or services that are addressing the same customer, right? People get things in the mail still. People get things via email. So again, what channel is it that you are going to connect the problem with the customer, the need with the customer? That's something for you to decide. And I encourage you to really think through this and not just default and be like, oh, it's going to go through my website. Think through and be creative to make sure that you're covering all your bases. Is a website delivery the best way? Is that just going to blend in, or is that easy? Do they like a mobile app? Should it be iOS? Should it be Android? Should it be a web app? Should it be in the metaverse? Should it be, should it be, should it be, should it be? That's what you get to decide when it comes to channels. So with that, I will see you in the next lesson, where we are going to talk about how we are going to keep the relationships with those customers, solving a problem for a particular customer through a channel. And now we've got to keep that relationship going. All right. See you in the next video.